What's up, YouTube? Back again with some updates on all my projects that I got going on. It's been a while since I've made a video about anything. So back to the Murray. It's been in hibernation for a little while. I get it out every now and then and ride it. I don't really have a lot of time to ride them anymore. Been working a lot here lately. And this one just sits, and this one does too, and the four-wheeler, of course. But this is the newest to the fleet here, the John Deere GT235. Got this mower, and the carburetor and the whole front cover and everything was burnt off of it. And I mean, like, it'd been on fire before. You can see where it melted the casing, and it melted, burning there. And I mean, it was overall just a bad deal, and I guess the dude gave up on it and decided that he didn't want to mess with it no more, so he put that on the side of the road and got it for a pretty good bargain. About $20 that I got in it. And I had to put a drive belt on it, and I bought a used carburetor off of eBay, and I had to buy a new battery. Couple of little things here and there I had to buy for it. I need a hood. I got the top piece in the grill. I just need the bottom piece, and I need a seat. But it's going to get a good slick black paint job, new hood, probably a custom made hood, because it's going to be a trail mower. I've got this big Bertha here for a trail mower, but this mower is really good for pulling, simply because it has a high and low range. It's got a high and low range, and then it's got the gear selector, and it's like a manual. You can be driving and like shift it, and it doesn't grind or pop or anything like that. But I got this more for free. Anyone's been watching, and I've had the Murray since I was like a young kid. It's like first thing ever got me into doing this. And so the John Deere, I got a couple things I got to do to it. It does run and drive, runs good. I will start them up. I'm here to let y'all hear them run. The four-wheeler, oh Lord. The Polaris, okay, I don't know what that was. The Polaris. Oh, that's what it was. Anyways. The whole family, big one. But anyways, the Polaris four-wheeler. I traded a motorcycle for this and got it at a reasonable, deal, I guess. The motorcycle didn't run. This didn't either at the time. I put a starter on it, and I've put a rear wheel hub in it, a couple of odd end things here and there. Put a new AGM battery on it, and it's an 800 twin HO. It's got the factory winch that works good. Works real good. But my retarded ass, pardon my language, but left this off one day, just kind of like poking out a little bit because I couldn't get to go down the hole, and forgot all about it totally. I continued to drive this thing, and it was blowing oil out, and it blew it in the belt box hole because it's missing the belt box hole. So now the belt's slipping, so it's been parked too. Last time I had it out, I can ride it in low range, and I had a little mud puddle out in the woods, and yeah, that's how that ended up. But it also needs two axles in the rear. They're both completely shot. They pop and snap and crack and jump and buck, and you name it, they do it. So we can go ahead and start this thing up, I reckon. The key on, and the gear selector switch on it's like messed up or something, so I gotta hold the throttle like it or hold the brake. I don't know if the primary clutch is making that noise or if it's the engine. When I pull the belt cover off, I'm gonna find out what that noise is. If I have to tear it down and replace something, I will. There's no metal or nothing in the oil, and it sounds like a clutch to me, so hoping it's primary clutch. I'll replace it, do a couple of things to it. I got to adjust the throttle position sensor. Someone stripped the screw out, so I've got to find a new screw and get the old one out. The That's why it's idling so funny. It's really, really rich. I'd rather be rich than lean though. For what, you know, I don't ride it enough to mess it up. So that's the four-wheeler. It's pretty snappy. Runs pretty good though, other than that. And then you got the Craftsman. This thing had a Kohler on it when I got it. And I put one of them old V-twin Briggs on it. And it does alright for what I use it for. It's got plenty of torque and stuff like that. Runs pretty good. It smokes a little on startup sometimes. Because it needs some valve seals, I'm sure. But this one, you always have to choke it, no matter what. And it's all stock exhaust. It had straight pipes on it at one point, and they were just obnoxiously loud. You couldn't even stand it. And then the John Deere. So the thing about this ride was I got it in a bunch of pieces, so I'm still lacking the piece for the choke here to actuate it. But I can flip it on and flip it back off. You have to flip the choke for it to start for some odd reason, but it may start without it actually. Flip it back up. No, it ain't gonna start without it. I'm gonna flip it down. Well, I'm gonna get it now. I told you it ran. I know it does. I got a little bit more work to do to it. I got to hook the choke up right here so it works. The throttle works. It runs. And it does drive and everything too. It's got cruise control on it. But I ain't messed with it yet. I ain't really rode it a lot. I took it out. Hit a few trails with it here and there. It's got a pretty good pause rear end and it does pretty good. So the Murray, everybody loves the Murray, and I'll tell you why. Because it's loud and it's fast and it's nice. So with a Murray, it's got a 17 horse OHV Platinum Series Briggs. I pulled the head off of it, and I took a Dremel tool and I polished the exhaust port, I polished the intake ports. It didn't do anything. So it does have polished head on it, and I'm running E3 spark plug, and got the fuel turned up a little bit on it. The compression, I got the valves a little tighter, got good compression. It's a little high on the high side, but it makes up for it when you're driving it and stuff. So I can start it up. I always turn the gas off because it's got a bad fuel leak. It may start without a choke. I don't know. So on the Murray, the issues I have with it is, for one, it needs a better clutch setup, which I'm working on. I've been looking at a bunch of different ones, thinking of what I can do, how I can make it, with the space that I have. So I'm looking at other wide body Murrays. And the tires. These are some real big, aggressive, gnarly tread tires, and they do tear some stuff up. These big tires, when I put these on here, the belt slipped non-stop. So I solid locked the belt one time and it broke it. And, you know, at the end of the day, it grabbed real hard one day and broke it. This thing was designed to be a trail mower, and I turned it into a universal do whatever I want with it. I can run off into a mud hole and drive right out of it. I can run it off into a trail and drive right down it. But now, when it comes to wanting to really get down and get dirty in the mud, this is not the one. It will sling shit everywhere. It'll sling mud everywhere, but it will not function or drive like this one will. I've drove this one down the trails that this one's went through, and with these tires that's on it, these old Turf Savers, it actually does pretty good. It's going to get ATV tires on it, front and back, and it's going to get a custom hood on it. I think I'm making something going across here that I can set the hood top on and have this and all this open, and then having the headlights on it and it all hinging forward. It's just something I'm thinking of. I've been trying to figure this out. I've got to do something with that one too. The dang hood's about to fall off it. But the green's got to go. John Deere, I love it. Awesome. I leave some things green, but I like dark colored stuff like black mower. I got a dark green. I got a dark green 4-wheeler. This one's just hot rod, I guess. But anyways, that's what I've had going on here lately. Haven't really been working on them too much. I'm going to start working on them here a lot more. These are the projects, and this is what I've been busy with. But until next time, we're out.